Hello, everyone. I'm David Riggleman, Communications Director for the City of Las Vegas. Thanks for joining us for Access City Council. On this show, we'll be talking about Ward 4, and the councilman who represents this ward, Councilman Stavros Anthony, joins me now. Councilman, welcome back to the show.
Love being here to talk about all the great things happening in Ward 4 in the city of Las Vegas. It's a very, very busy time of year.
It is. Happy summer to you, by the way.
You too, absolutely.
Got a lot of summer-related things to talk about.
Over 100 degrees today, so it's nice to be in the studio.
Exactly. Councilman, you know the ward like the back of your hand, but for those out there who aren't exactly sure where Ward 4 is located, no fear, we're going to show you. It's basically west of the US 95, north of Summerlin Parkway, roughly. That's kind of roughly the boundaries. Well, you've got a little finger that sticks out to east of US 95 there, up off of Rainbow and Alexander in that area. Anyway, those are the boundaries of Ward 4. If you live in that area, work in that area, you are in the city limits of the city of Las Vegas, as we said. You're represented by Councilman Stavros Anthony. So, Councilman, a lot of people know this, many might not, is that your career before you came to the City Council was a police officer. You were with Metro for 29 years, retired as a captain. And every year, I know one thing that you take near and dear to your heart is the remembrance of the fallen officers every year.
Yeah, I was on Metro for 29 years, like you said, and I had a great career, but unfortunately, I was there when several police officers were killed in the line of duty, and they've died in the line of duty since I've left. And it's not just Metro, but it's
across the country,
federal level, state level, other police departments in Southern Nevada, and you know, we have to every year come together and commemorate and remember their names and remember that these folks are heroes and they died in the line of duty protecting this country. And we do that during, we have Southern Nevada, the Southern Nevada Law Enforcement Memorial, which is part of the National Law Enforcement Memorial. And it's a great opportunity for all of us to come together, and not only the law enforcement family, but the Las Vegas family, remember these men and women that gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Councilman, you tweeted out along those lines. You tweeted, honored to speak at the Southern Nevada Law Enforcement Memorial Ceremony at Police Memorial Park. May our fallen officers be remembered. This is a ceremony we do every year in May. This is a big, big deal because it draws out thousands of people every year. This is some of the video from the event that year. You were one of the keynote speakers. Of course, all branches of law enforcement are represented. You see Sheriff Lombardo there, Joe Lombardo, and then you can see that officers, troopers from the various law enforcement agencies also take part. So,
yeah, you know, and what a great community where we actually designate a park as Police Memorial Park. There's a sculpture there. We have the names of the officers ingrained in stone along the grove, and like you said, every year this is quite a ceremony because the family members come out. You can see their names on these bricks, and the family members come out, and they understand and appreciate that we come out every year and speak about their husband, their father, their brother, their sister, and we commemorate a rose for each one of them. It's and you know, we really do it for the family. We want them to remember that we remember their fallen loved one, and the officers that are out there, we just want to make sure that we let them know we appreciate what they do every single day. They put on a uniform every day and go in harm's way, and they know they could be the next officer that dies in the line of duty, but they still do it because they love this city and they love this country, and they put their life on the line and make sure that this is a safe place to live.
Yeah. I mentioned to you, I have a friend who lost his brother as a police officer on Metro many, many years ago, but he still goes to that ceremony every year, all these years later. So
yeah, so anybody from the public can come out. It's quite an event. We have a choir, and you saw the helicopters fly over, but it's just a great time to sit back and remember there are people out there that are there to protect this community, and they put their life on the line. Yeah. And we're going to remember their names every single year.
Yeah. Yep. One of those names is Mark Carey. There's a school named after Mark Carey here in Las Vegas. Now, the very next day after that ceremony, Mark Carey Day was celebrated at the school. You were in attendance on that. Tell us about that. You knew Mark Carey, didn't you, Councilman?
Yeah, I remember the day that I was working that day, and Mark Carey was a traffic officer, and he went out there and he tried to make a traffic stop, and he got shot and killed. And we named a school after him in my ward. I'm honored to have that Mark Carey School in my ward. It's an elementary school, and every year the school and I get together and we put on this Mark Carey Day to not only remember him and remember who he was and remember the officers that have died in the line of duty, but it's also a law enforcement appreciation day. We have you really have to come out. It's this parade that lasts for about 30 minutes on the school grounds, and we have the SWAT unit and the K-9 unit and patrol cars and the crime scene vehicle, and all the lights and sirens are going, and the kids are out there hooting and hollering, and you know, they get to see they're the officers that work in their community and get to meet them and say hi to them and find out they're just like they are, and the parents come out. So it's kind of a solemn event, but it's really a law enforcement appreciation event. And we get to talk about the kids talk about the great things our police officers are doing. So again, we do that every year, and it's just a fun way to let our officers know that we appreciate what they do.
Well, you're involved in the schools in many ways. One of the traditions you've started, I can't believe it's been 7 years already, but you started the Feature a Teacher program in your ward, and this is really to reward great teachers in all the schools that are in your ward. And you tweeted this out: honored to recognize a group of great teachers representing schools in Ward 4 at my 7th annual Feature a Teacher Award ceremony. Boy, time flies, but this is a great event every year. Now, where did it take place? Where were you this time around?
We were at Mark Carey Elementary School.
Back at Mark Carey, yeah.
This is something I started, like you mentioned, 7 years ago, because I go to my elementary schools and my middle schools, and I see these great teachers. So I decided to put this event together. I give them one of these apples with their name on it they can put on their desk. They get a certificate of appreciation. Each school gets to pick their feature a teacher, the teacher that they want to feature at this event, and I get to say some great things about them and bring them up and you know, let them know that, again, we appreciate what they're doing to teach our kids. And the teachers that won this year, if I could mention who they are, because they need the recognition, is Ellen McGinnis from Richard Bryan Elementary School, Shelley Kress from Gerheim Elementary School, Jennifer Dold from Mark Carey, Suzanne Cormer from Lummis Elementary School, Miss Esposito from Becker Middle School, Becky Smith from Sheila Tarr Academy, Kenneth Robinson from Somerset Academy, Lone Mountain, Katrina Shavira from Mulaski Middle School.
Keep going.
I'm going to get to turn the page here. Jamie Neary from Levitt Middle School, Stephanie Fazio from Connors Elementary School, Deborah Siegfried from the Founders Academy of Las Vegas, Rebecca Rogers from Eisenberg Elementary School, and Deanna Raymond from Ernest May Elementary School. These are the Ward 4 teachers that the students actually nominated them, and they were selected, and I got to represent their school, and they have this red apple sitting on their desk that they can kind of show off to the other teachers, and hopefully they get picked next year. So I'm just happy to do it and let them know that we appreciate what they do with our kids.
Absolutely, and that pat on the back means a lot. Oftentimes, no matter what job we have, we're not told what a great job we've done. Right. Otherwise, it's usually the opposite. So for teachers to be recognized, they work hard through the year and invest a lot of their own personal money to make things occur in the classroom.
And then, you know, the principal shows up and their family's there and the students are there, so kind of make a big party out of it. It's a lot of fun.
You are involved in the schools, as we said, in your ward. Another great tradition is the Great American Pride Award, and this is a program that basically where the kids have to learn the Gettysburg Address, the state capitals, the states and the state capitals in order.
In alphabetical order.
They have to know all the presidents. They have to recite the Gettysburg Address and all 4 stanzas of the Star-Spangled Banner. Is there something else in there? Or the preamble to the Constitution, maybe is that in there too?
44. No, you got them all.
That's
very good. Yeah,
so we've been doing this a few years. So we recognize them. You recognize them at the City Council meeting on May 17th. It was great. It had a great turnout of kids. They filled up the whole center section of the council chambers.
Yeah, we had about 150 kids out there. Jeannie Johnson from Ruth Deskin Elementary School started this program. We have all the kids that come out, and the schools that participate are the Ruth Deskin Mountain View Lutheran School, the Meadow School in Summerlin, Hayes Elementary School, and the Gerheim Elementary School. And Meadows had 3 classes, and We come out. The teachers do this voluntarily.
Yeah.
They don't have to do this. The students don't have to do this, but they end up. I mean, you have to be there to listen to 107 of these 170 kids stand up and recite the Gettysburg Address.
And they were great.
I mean, it's really, and we invite the parents to come down, and they're taking pictures, and they're really proud of their kids for doing this, and you have to be there to see our city council full of all these kids doing this. And we do it every year, and they love coming down. And this year we did a little extra special for Jeannie Johnson on the right. She's the teacher who started this, and I believe she just retired after 45 some years with the Clark County School District teaching. So she's retired, but her legacy continues on with the other teachers that want to continue doing this. And I, pat the kids on the back for volunteering to go through this program.
It's a lot to learn. It's a lot of things to learn. Oh, and what was her motivation? What was her inspiration to do this? She tells a story, I don't recall it exactly, but there was something kind of sparked her thought, and the kids need to know these things, and
right.
We're going to have a program where we teach, and they're all fifth graders generally,
right.
Yeah,
when she was a fifth grader herself, she had to recite the Gettysburg Address for some program, and when she became a teacher, she says, you know what, let's do some great American history put this program together, Great American Pride. And not only is it the Gettysburg Address, but everything else that you threw in there on top of their reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Right,
so these are great kids for volunteering to do this.
And I remember, now I recall the story, she was really apprehensive about having to get up and recite it. But once she did, she just said she felt this immense pride that she was able to do it.
Yeah.
So, she's passing on that tradition to the kids today. So good stuff.
And we gave her a nice proclamation at the city council meeting for doing that.
Much deserved, and good luck on your retirement out there too. You much deserved. Enjoy some time off now. So, Councilman, really happy to hear when people volunteer for the city and help us out. And man, we had a great cleanup took place outside Las Vegas. Was involved. I think the LDS Church was involved. This took place back on May 6th. Set this up for us a little bit, but you had some volunteers come out and help clean up part of the ward. Is that what was going on?
We just have these community members that call up my office and say, hey, we want to help. We want to be part of the solution. And the LDS Pioneer Ward called up and said, we want to come out to Wayne Bunker Park and plant some trees and clean the place up. And there they are. They came out at 8 in the morning, and we had outside Las Vegas supplied all the tools, and they spent 3 hours out there planting trees and having a great time and sprucing the place up. And I just, my hats off to people that we didn't even ask them. They called us up and said they wanted to do it.
We really appreciate the help. Ever since the recession, that's meant the world to us here at the city. It's been hard to keep up. Even though we're recovering, our budget's not anywhere near, as you well know, not anywhere near what it was prior to the recession. So when people get out there and volunteer, help us out, especially on things like that, cleanups, planting trees, things that certainly the city staff can get to, but sometimes gets pushed to the back burner because they have other things to worry about. It's great when we get that kind of help.
Yeah, and we have some great parks in the city of Las Vegas, but we have to maintain them. So I encourage anybody that has some kind of a community organization that wants to help, call my office, call any city council office, and we'd be glad to support you. You need the support with tools and exactly what to do, and we'll provide all that. So thank you very much to Pioneer Ward for coming out, and Wayne Bunker's a great park because of that.
Yeah, and thanks to Outside Las Vegas for supplying the tools and all the things that they needed that day to get it all done. Good stuff. Councilman, another tradition here in Las Vegas, we're kind of on a traditional kind of roll here today, is the Heldorado Parade. And you tweeted this out. You said, great day for Heldorado Days Parade in downtown Las Vegas. And you got some comments back. Commissioner David Lopez from the Parks Commission said, I was there, looking forward to next year already. All right, Dave, you got a little ways to wait, but good for you.
Of course, I saw him there too.
Of course, Heldorado is really a couple of components. There's the rodeo part of it, and you can see the mayor there recognizing some of the bull riders. And then also, too, of course, it's the parade in downtown Las Vegas as well. So there's kind of two aspects to it.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with a parade. You come down to 4th Street in downtown Las Vegas, you put your blanket down on the sidewalk, and you just sit there and watch all these great parades go by. We had horses and cows and sheep, and it's a great day to put on your jeans and your baseball hat, and all the different cultures come out. But yeah, it's We have some great parades in the city of Las Vegas, and this is just another example of that. And our ROTC comes out, our military representatives, and I get to ride Big Red, which is always a lot of fun. But it's and you come out and you meet your neighbors and kind of talk to other people that live in the city. It's parades are always a good time.
Yeah, always a big draw. And of course that commemorates the city's founding, which was 1905. So what does that make us, 122 years old? Is that right?
Sounds right.
Yeah, so, wow. No, that's not right.
It's 115.
That would be, yeah, that would be 112.
I guess
yeah, 112.
we didn't
Dave.
do very well in math in high
So,
school.
there we go. Now we use our fingers. We're good. So yeah, great parade. Good weather this year too.
Yeah, it was
You never
really
quite
nice.
know. Sometimes it's really warm. Sometimes it's really windy. This year, perfect as you saw. So looking forward to doing it next year. Always around May 15th is the founding of the city. Councilman, in that same time frame, May 20th, Bluegrass Festival in Ward 4. I know this is something that we talked about, I think, the last time you were on the show. How did this go, by the way?
You know, we're always trying to do something different. So we came up, talking to cultural affairs, we came up with this Bluegrass Festival. We had our first one last year. Unfortunately, a big storm came through
we had some bad
and washed
weather,
it out, and it never really recovered that particular day. But we tried it again this year. We had it at Police Memorial Park, and it was a beautiful day. People came out. It was nice and sunny, but not too hot. And the bluegrass bands that are part of this festival are absolutely phenomenal. They're first class. But you come out and you put your chair down and you just relax and listen to some great music for about 5 to 6 hours, or however long you want to stay there. And again, it's you know, the most important thing is people are walking around saying hi to their neighbors and where do you live and what's going on your street, and you know, that sort of thing, while you're listening to some bluegrass music. And if you haven't heard bluegrass music, it's great music. It's really it's fun listening to. It's very upbeat, and these guys are absolutely awesome.
You know, a little truth be known here, big fan of bluegrass music is Councilman Ricky Barlow. He does one of these in his ward, a lot of festivals, and he's a big fan of that music himself. So
I'm going to have to get him to start a band or something.
Exactly.
You know,
so this was the arts and crafts at this thing too.
We have a lot of local
nice.
artists that do their own thing, and they can come out and sell some of their wares or let people see what it looks like. So yeah, it's a great community event.
Now we're going to do this again next year, I take it?
As far as I'm concerned, we're doing it every year for
good.
a long time.
And where were we, Councilman? Where did that take place?
This was at Police Memorial Park.
Police Memorial. You said
Last
that,
year we did it at Durango Hills,
That's
which
right.
was a great venue.
Next to the
but,
Y there, yeah.
That's some storm came through and winds, and it was
right.
pretty bad. But we persevere and we keep on going.
So better luck at Police Memorial Park.
Yes.
You know, good vibes around that place. So, well, very good. And then, Councilman, we didn't just remember fallen officers, we remembered the fallen that served this country as well. Memorial Day took place here, of course, recently, and you tweeted this out. You said, with Austin Newcomb and his family at the Las Vegas Historic Woodland Cemetery for Memorial Day ceremony of our fallen military heroes. That always brings out a lot of people, and nice to know that the country pauses on that day to remember those that died for this country.
Yeah, this was at, I was actually at Bunker Cemetery up on Lone Mountain first, and then I came out to Woodlawn Cemetery, and this is Austin Newcomb. His grandfather is buried there, and he decided as his Eagle Project to put together a memorial honoring the different wars. It's pretty phenomenal. He unveiled it, and he's going to eventually build it at Woodlawn Cemetery. Yeah, so hats off to him. And he's 15 years old, and he gave a little speech at Woodlawn Cemetery. He sounded awesome. He did. He was a little nervous, but he did a great job. But yeah, we all come out, and I'm honored to speak at both of those events and talk about our military members who you know, died in the line of duty, and we remember their names and put a flag next to their grave, and let the family members know that we're not going to forget.
Yeah. Yep. Well, good for you. Good for you. Great event. And Austin probably be joining you on the city council at some point. In the
You
future.
never know.
he seems like he's going to be
he's
well
a
on his
sharp
way.
kid. Yeah.
Exactly. And Councilman, it's a rite of summer. June 3rd, Summer Splash took place. That's kind of the official opening of summer in my mind, is when the pools start opening up. And nice event out there. great weather too. You know, we finally had some good weather.
It's a great partnership with Durango Hills. I mean, look, is that a great pool?
Yeah.
But it is the official kickoff of summer in Ward 4, and we had the safety duck out there, and we had lifeguards, and people were just having a great time. We had hot dogs for them, and make sure they're swimming safely. But you have to go to the Durango Y at Durango and Gowan and talk to them about enrolling your kids out there and getting them tired all day so they sleep at night. But it was a lot of fun that day, and I believe a bunch of them did end up joining for the summer because the Y has some great programs out there.
Now these events, we should point out, Councilman, our little summer splash, or these little parties we have, are free generally, right?
Yep.
But if you want to join, there's a nominal fee to join. It's a city-owned property operated by the YMCA, but it costs just a few bucks to join, so you can swim all summer long and
Correct.
Yeah, enjoy the pool out there. That's a great facility.
It is.
Got a tot lot thing and all the spray and stuff. It's
And the Y does a great job operating that, and it doesn't really, like you said, it doesn't cost that much to join.
Yeah, it's really affordable. So check it out if you want to stay cool this summer. Enjoy all the facilities there. Councilman, we have a bunch of upcoming events we want to tell everybody about. So we'll keep them in the loop. In case you missed all the things we just talked about, no worries. Councilman has got a lot of things yet to come here in the next few weeks. First is A Century of Chaplin, Charlie Chaplin we're talking about here, June 10th. Now, this is at Gerheim Heights Park. Is this what, we're going to show some of his movies? Is that what we're
Yeah, we have like 4 different clips of his silent movies, and if you haven't seen Charlie Chaplin in these silent black and white clips, each one is maybe 10, 15 minutes long, but he is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
And it's the slapstick stuff, and nobody's talking, but you're cracking up. It is.
Yeah.
He's a marvel to watch.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't get to watch these sort of things. They're stuck on the movies that come out. But go back 100 years, and this guy was just absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, he was. It was a leader. Really, the film industry. He was one of the people that really pioneered it, and doing what he did brought us to where we are today. So,
and bring your kids out and show them what television looked like 100 years ago.
Exactly. And you know what? If you think these movies aren't going to be that good, they are good.
They're funny.
And keep in mind there's no dialogue, and so to be able to pull those off without anybody talking, it's obviously it's a well done. It's a well done.
And again,
thing.
bring your blanket out,
Yeah.
something to eat, sit outside, have a great time, meet some of your neighbors, and watch some cool black and white shorties.
All right, now if you want to look at something a little more recent, no worries too. We've got Award 4, a movie in the park. This is going to be June 16th. Happy to tell you that this event is for American Graffiti. Now this is a movie from more like in my era. So this is going to be Friday,
You probably own that car.
Yeah,
one time,
yeah,
right?
exactly. I wish I had. It's Friday, June 16th, 7 o'clock. This is at Police Memorial Park. And this is just a classic from back in the early 70s.
Yeah, then the adults that come out are going to probably relate to this, because they grew up during this era, and the kids, the young adults, are going to look at how their parents grew up and what they did in these cars. So you're right, this is so we're trying to do some different movies that we want to show in our park. So come on out. It's all free. Bring whatever you want with you, and you're going to have a great time.
And of course, American Graffiti is not like the G-rated movies. It's got, I think, maybe it's got a PG rating or something. Right. It's not exactly over the top, but it's not going to be, trolls or anything like that either. So, and then Councilman, another Summer Splash event. This is at the Y on June 23rd. Doing it again? Is that right?
No, this is actually it's a big pool party, but there's swimming lessons involved in this one. So. I'm partnering up with the Y to not only open up the pool, but we want to make sure that we provide some good swimming lessons for these kids. So
outstanding.
As the summer progresses and kids are swimming more, we want to make sure that they're swimming safely. So
good.
Come out you get to swim and you get a lesson. And again, it's all for free.
Yeah, good deal. This is going to be Friday, June 23rd from 5 to 7 out at Durango Hills. That's a city facility operated by the Y. Love to have you come out there, especially if your child doesn't really know how to swim yet.
Right.
That'd be great. So.
And it's a great time to check out the prices and see if you want to spend the next 3 months out there with your kid.
Yeah, and we're doing that from 5 to 7, so it'll be a little cooler that part of the day, hopefully. And then Councilman, Conversations with the Councilman coming up June 27th. Casual opportunity just to have a This is in the evening, so it's going to be Tuesday, June 27th at the Edge of Town Bar and Grill, just between 5:30 and 7:30. Just over a cold beer, a cocktail, just chat it with the councilman. You guys do coffee with the councilman in the morning. This is kind of the flip side of that if you're more prone to want to be out after work or something like that.
Yeah, this is actually a edge of town. It's the complete west end of Cheyenne and 215. So if you're way up in the west end of the valley and you want to come out and sit down and chat with me about something going on in your neighborhood, like you said, have a beer or an iced tea or a cup of coffee. But it's a great time to meet with me one-on-one and explain to me with some of the issues that you are thinking about with the city. And I can tell you some of the things that are happening too, yeah.
Councilman, tell everybody too, you usually get a respectable number of people turn out to those each time, don't you?
Yes, absolutely. You know, a lot of folks just don't have time to come down to a city council meeting or come down to a public hearing or a recommending committee, and a lot of them they don't really want to call you on the phone or come down to City Hall. So this is a great where they can just leave their house. It takes 5 minutes to get there. They can sit down and talk to me face to face and get to know who I am. And yeah, we get a fair turnout on some of these because most issues are local. Most issues are your neighborhood or your park or something across the street, and you need some help from the city, and that's what we're here for.
Yeah. So that's going to be, again, on Tuesday, June 27th that evening. So, again, if you're so inclined to go and chat with the councilman, he'll be there that night. So, well, Councilman, we're about out of time here, but we want to tell everybody out there, hey, we always want to hear from you. So if you have something you'd like to share with Councilman Anthony, maybe be part of our next social media segment, you can find him on Facebook and Twitter. You saw he tweeted a lot of things over the last month. You can also contact him the old-fashioned way. Just pick up the phone, 702-229-6405, or send him an email. His address is santhony@lasvegasnevada.gov. And Councilman, I'll give you the final word today.
You know, and I have two great staff members, Becky and Sally, that do a lot of the work and take constituent calls. So they're very friendly. If you have anything coming up, just give them a call, Becky or Sally. They'd be glad to help you out. Obviously, I'm always available. We have some great people that work at City Hall, and it's nice just to walk around and see our employees that are really focused on making this a great city to live in. It's really great.
And we're trying to be responsive. So if you have an issue, we want to respond, whether it's the councilman or any of the staff. So, all right. Well, great job. We'll get you back here in 6 weeks with another update from Ward 4 then.
We have another busy 6 weeks in front of us.
I know.
It's going to be a hot 6 weeks, but we're going to still be out there.
Exactly. And don't forget, all those events coming up. Yeah.
And I have shredding events coming up and other movies in the park, and we'll announce those the next time I'm out here.
Sounds good. Looking forward. All right. Well, great job. We'll see you then. And we want to thank you for joining us for this edition of Access City Council. Don't miss our next show beginning on June 22nd with Councilman Ricky Barlow. And don't forget you can watch us live on the internet at kclv.tv. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time around.